Right guys, I'm going to show you how to basically put together some of the files for the Natori Dojo. Now we've got the drop here, which is the newsletter from me. You got On the Ground, which is the newsletter edited by Andrew and written by you lot. Then you've got your basic Natori stuff. And at the minute I've printed out the drop there, and they're all the sort of, there they are. I'm now printing out On the Ground, so we're going to go through that, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the folders. Right guys, I've got the drop here, so as you can see, newsletter, there we go. I'm just done On the Ground part 1, I'm going to be doing On the Ground part 2, they're going to go in there now. They're quite large them, so I've put, instead of going with the drop, I've gone back to back. Excuse me. With the drop I've gone back to back, so which means you're seeing it on the next page. But with On the Ground I've done it as that, as to take it out. Unfortunately this one's not got page numbers on. I'm going to get Andrew to put page numbers on them all, so in case they get mixed up when people take them out. But when your students come round, they can pull out On the Ground and they've got some downtime, they can have a quick look, have a look through, get back up to date with it. For example, Andrew's put all the different things you can go in there, all the different knots for doing, and he's got all the information, so the students should be able to just have a good look through this and get up to date with things, what's coming on, what's next, and just basically a way for us all to keep in touch. And if you want to write for this, that you have to be a member and everything like that. You have to be part of the internal Natori Ryu, but you know, you can approach Andrew and talk about it and things like that. But of course you can't not willy-nilly write anything. Andrew will have to steer you through it all, so don't take my decision on that. That's edited by Andrew, written by you guys, and the boss is Andrew on that one. The drop is mine and I'm the boss on that one, so that one is run by you guys, for you guys, and I don't try and get involved in that because I want that to stay free without my Nazian effect on it. Right, I'm just putting On the Ground 2 in order, the second edition. Got some lovely chaps there, some handsome buggers, and everybody in crimson. We've got the stuff by J. Kane, which is the comics, which is really quite good. Got some great pictures here. So you can see it's written, it's got quite a lot in it. And it shows what you guys have been up to, and you can keep up to date. James has wrote some great stuff on the Natori trip. He's doing a few things actually. About our Natori trip into Japan, and then obviously my trip to see Thoburn in Thailand. There it is. That looks beautiful, that, doesn't it? On the Ground. So you go issue 2 July 2017. So you won't use up loads of space with these because they only come out once a quarter, so they're going to be 4 per year, so you'll have an entire, like, you'll have plenty of space in there for. So as you see, On the Ground 1, On the Ground 2, students can come take that out, have a gander at it. It'll go on your shelf in your dojo, and that's where it'll be. And we're going to now move on to the Natori Ryu posters. So let me take you through this. While the drop should only fit into one folder or maybe a lever arch, On the Ground will fit into, it'll take years to build through that, and possibly, you know, 10 years later you might have taken up, what, this much space. But the main things are these as a Natori. Now these are just temporary. I'm going to get rid of these guys. These are just put there so I know what they are. I'm going to peel them off and get proper ones printed on. So this will be Natori Ryu lesson posters, or Natori Ryu lessons. So if you're in your dojo, try to get it as Natori Ryu lessons, and this will be an alphabetical file. Let me show you what. Okay, I'm at Natori Ryu Social Hub. Let's have a quick gander at, so we're here, let's look at photos, let's look at albums. So can you see here, Natori Ryu lesson posters? Let's go in there. Now these posters are for you. So the first one is structure, but these are going to go in alphabetical order. They will all be in Japanese apart from that one, because that's the structure that you need to follow. So basically, if you want to do about Natori Sanjuro Masazumi, you can do about that. It then goes on to Natori Ryu. We've got Eonji Temple. So what I'm going to do now is the Shoninki. I'm going to print these out and make a file of them. So the Gunshin, I'm going to show you some of the aspects. Right, I'm starting to put these together. We've got them in the plastic folders. I want to take you through it. Now you'll have the title at the top, Eonji Temple. It will have it in Japanese here. We've got the Mitsudome. We'll have a picture of some form. Then information, you've got obviously Natori Ryu website and thingy, but you'll have who created it. Now nearly all of these will be created by J. Kane. However, what you will have is who wrote it. So for example, that one is for me, that one is just by me and it's generic. But if it's not been written by me, you got, like, for example, Gods of War by J. Kane, by J. Kane. So basically, if it doesn't have a name, it's by me. And the rest, if it is by someone else, it'll say. Now there's a reason we've done it in a certain way. So can you see here, it should at the bottom, it says main page. The reason it doesn't say page 1 is because it automatically makes people think, well, where's page 2? So we'll just have main page, because there might only ever be one for Aeonji Temple. But like this one, Gunshin, we've got main page. If then there's an addition, Gunshin 2, it'll be page 2. And again, Gunshin, page 3. So what I'm going to do is back them together, so they will go together, that will go together, then the one behind it will be blank, and when Jay has done number 4 we'll go in, and eventually we'll get it finished to that level. But on the whole, mainly you'll find it's just one page, let's say main page, and it's set up like that so we can write more later. Right, so here they are, these are the posters. Again, as I said, now Gunshin, main page by J. Kane. Gunshin, page 2 is in the same one. But Gunshin, page 3 does not have the one on the back. Leave that blank, there's a reason for that. Because obviously when Gunshin 4 comes in, you'll put it in. But it's so that when the students come, they can pull out Gunshin. And if somebody say you've got something else on the back here, a different lesson, somebody will say, well, can I use that lesson? Like, well, I'm using it. It just makes it easier if you separate them all. So what I'm going to do now is put them all in alphabetical order. There you go. A student can come along and it can go, it's in alphabetical order. So they can come along, get the stuff and pull out a file, and then obviously they've got to put it back in the right place. I have contemplated doing it in alphabetical order in Japanese, as in A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko. However, I would suggest this is a little bit too difficult for some students. So you can do if you like, but you'd have to also have a poster on the wall of the phonetic order for Japanese, well, Japanese alphabet. But the only one that is actually not in that system, in the English alphabetical system, is this one, Natori Ryu structure. That should go at the front. There will be one more coming called Natori Ryu introduction to lessons, and I will write that there. That's not written yet. Then it will be structure. This is so people can see the Natori family are connected to Aeonji Temple. They're obviously given me permission. We've got all our information comes from the scrolls. We've got the sort of the research team involved, the reading club involved, and it goes all the way down to you guys, or some of you guys on the hub. So if you're not on, obviously if you want to jump from there to there, get involved and you can start getting the other stuff. So remember, you'll have the drop, which is basically a newsletter from me. You'll have on the ground, and then you'll have these. In reality, this is going to take years. Remember, we've got years and years of study, guys. There's no rush. We're going to do it over the years. This is going to get full up, and it's going to get full up like that. There'll be thousands of these things, thousands of lessons to be printed, thousands written over the years. So that means that you can come along as an instructor stroke dojo captain, or dojo captain I should correctly say. Not instructor. And what you can do is then say, right, today we're going to do a lesson on the gods of war. Pick out the gods of war and you'll read it beforehand, show it to, teach that to sort of the people who turn up on the day, and then you know, obviously go through your other stuff, your martial arts training and everything. But it gives you a quick go-to lesson, some of the history of Natori Ryu, except if you want to know about Natori Sanjuro Masazumi, it's there. So this is, it'll be, make sure all the information is correct from the research we do in Japan for all people across Natori Ryu, and it's all the same, and then nobody can disagree about it. It is all there for you. Right guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I would like to see on the hub some pictures of your files. Please make them nicer than this. As I say, these are temporary. I'm going to change them soon. But please show me them in your houses or in your dojo. It doesn't matter where you train from. I train from the house here. We don't have a full dojo yet. We're going to in the future. But I use this house as Kyugakukan, the home of the headquarters of Natori Ryu. So when people come in on the courses, I'll put them out and people can read through them.